Welcome to Entertainment with Les. Today, I will share with you the top 10 celebrities who went broke overnight. Coming number 10, Amber has suffered significant damage due to the high-profile legal battles Amber Heard had with her ex-husband, including significant legal expenses. Before Amber, Johnny Depp had a sluggish career. She was on the verge of becoming a great star in Hollywood after gaining traction thanks to her parts in movies like Justice League and Aquaman, but as she got married to Johnny Depp, she started to become a household name. Amber's bank account appears to have taken a significant damage after her acrimonious divorce from her ex-husband Johnny Depp in 2016. Amber promised to contribute the money when Johnny first agreed to pay her $7 million as part of their initial divorce settlement. However, in 2021 the media began to circulate rumors that claimed Amber didn't give the money she said she would. Her legal team would then defend her lack of actions by claiming she had spent millions of dollars defending his accusations against her. Finally, last year, Amber heard she would be required to pay $10 million in total after filing a highly publicized defamation suit against Johnny Depp, which makes Amber currently in the spotlight. Number 9, Tigger from 2015. Tigger would find himself facing yet another lawsuit for unpaid rent, this one for a staggering $16,000. This wouldn't be the first time in a month. As in the past, the rapper would find himself in a sticky situation. The Sunshine rapper is currently returning to court after being forced to pay another landlord in the same neighborhood over $80,000 in unpaid rent. Due to his disregard for court-ordered payments for his Bentley and Lamborghini, according to reports, Tigger owes $481,000 on both vehicles, because he had to cover the costs of both autos and interest. He increased his debt to a total of $1.3 million. But based on the celebrity's net worth, despite being frequently sued for unpaid bills and even tax problems, Tigger does have a net worth of $7 million. If you've enjoyed this video thus far, if so, remember to give it a comment, like, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, Kanye West. To say Kanye is destitute would be an exaggeration. The rapper did, however, end up losing more than $1 billion after losing prestigious brands like Adidas and Gap to the scandalous design business Balenciaga, when they called it quits after he made some controversial remarks. In addition, he would move closer to divorcing Kim Kardashian, who would receive $1 million annually. She would continue to be covered by Kanye's life insurance, which has a face value of almost $20 million, as long as they were married. Kanye would be required to pay as well. Kim received $200,000 in total. He is also accountable for paying 50 of his kids' tuition costs each month, medical costs and security costs, which doesn't put Kanye in a good position because the majority of his wealth was lost in the span of a single blink of an eye. Number 7, 50 Cent. Depending on your perspective, 50 Cent may be among the best or worst rappers to come out of the 1990s in 2015. According to reports, 50 Cent had $32.5 million to his name. The next year, he was involved in legal proceedings and unpaid child support payments. Reports would then surface in them after he filed for bankruptcy in 2018. 50 Cent would reportedly be a millionaire once more because of her $700. She supposedly received payment for his 2014 record. Documents, however, would later claim that the claim was untrue, which raised questions for everyone. Considering that he has never possessed any Bitcoin, how much money was he genuinely worth? Number 6, late in the 1970s and into the middle of the 1980s, Sugar Ray Williams. Williams played for the 1985 Boston Celtics championship squad and served as the New York Knicks captain. Williams was reportedly sleeping in the back seat of his 1992 Bic in Palmetto Beach, Florida, according to the Boston Globe in 2010. Williams would continue by saying that he is convinced the NBA ought to be performing better. He is one of many former stars in need of help in the interview when it comes to taking care of their retired players. He would thereafter gain knowledge. People with whom I have played the game frequently discuss team loyalty. Where are the loyalty and care for hurting ex-players, then? We open the door for the men, whose pay has increased dramatically over the course of Williams' career. During his career, he lost more than $2 million in contracts. which raises the question of whether organizations like the Legends Foundation and the NBA Retired Players Association should do more to assist individuals like Williams, despite the fact that they've already provided him grants that total about $12,000, or did his professors, coaches, and mentors all fail him? Number 5. Actress Natasha Lyonne from Orange Is the New Black. Lyonne appeared in numerous movies in the 1990s, including I Am, however, a Beverly Hills cheerleader. Likewise, American Pie. Several run-ins with the law caused her promising career to take a turn for the worse. However, the actor was pulled over for DUI in 2001, and she was charged with mischief, trespassing, and harassment of a neighbor and the neighbor's dog in 2004. After these episodes, a hospitalization in 2005 for a number of illnesses followed. She eventually even found herself living on the streets after being evicted from a friend's townhouse. Since taking on jobs in programs like Orange New Black and Law and Order in an effort to revive her acting career. Additionally, she made an appearance in the off-Broadway play Tigers Be Still. Number 4. In August 2021, Brett Butler. Apparently, the former Grace Under Fire star. Hard troubles had befallen Brett Butler when she recently became the focus of a GoFundMe fundraiser started by a friend who had earned over $250,000 for one of her 1990s hits. The Hollywood Reporter was then informed by Brett from the ABC comedy series that she was frightened since she was 6 months late on her rent. She could have left it too late for her pals to start a GoFundMe campaign. The celebrity was embarrassed to launch the GoFundMe campaign in the first place, but she realized she needed assistance because 5 years after the program, she was still having trouble coping with the pressure. The show Grace Under Fire was scrapped. She would choose to quit drinking. Additionally, according to Brett, she arrived at her current situation as a result of poor financial choices, having her ability to work threatened and by individuals she trusted. Number 3. MC Hammer was once famous. You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer's bona fide hit, was well known. But after MC Hammer released his song, it appears that the star was only a one-hit wonder. Thanks to his success, he would soon have about $30 million in his bank account. Hammer was able to purchase a $1 million estate for himself, invest over $30 million in renovations, and employ 200 people in his residence. Along with his unrestrained spending, he also brought a horse stable where he kept 19 race horses. In 1996, Hammer filed for bankruptcy, while in 2011, he reportedly owed $13 million. Then he appeared on Oprah Winfrey's show to discuss how he spent most of his days in California's Silicon Valley and briefly had a loose affiliation with 8 different companies. In 2019, he also went on tour. Number 2. Christopher Cage. In a previous period of Nicolas Cage's life, he was a prominent figure in Hollywood. In 2009, he earned himself about $40 million on his own. But after that, he rose to become one of Hollywood's leading businessmen. He spent almost all of his money on stuff like horses. While many would stop there, Nicolas would go on to spend a lot of his money on antiques like a dinosaur skull, a collection of shrunken heads, and a couple of castles in Germany and the UK. His precarious style then led him to sell many of his personal belongings, including a beloved comic book. The National Treasure star eventually wasted all of his money, $150 million, on the most absurd items, despite being in the entertainment industry since 1982. After spending the majority of his money on some rather ridiculous purchases, Nicolas eventually found himself in debt to the point where he owed the IRS. This happened in 2006. By the age of 40, Omega will have amassed $6.3 million. He then made himself a profit by spending money. He said that his accountant was making him bankrupt and that he was leading him down a path of disaster. And coming at number 1, Dennis Rodman is with us today. As a teammate of Michael Jordan and a skilled rebounder, Dennis Rodman gained notoriety for being an eccentric personality outside of athletics. Subsequently became well known because of his brief marriage to Carmen Electra, and in 2012 he acted as an unofficial US ambassador to North Korea. According to Rodman's attorneys, he could hardly pay his bills. And at the time, he wasn't even able to pay his child support. According to reports, he owed over $80,000 in back child support. However, in court records, he was accused of stealing a £400 amethyst crystal from a yoga school, as well as more than $500 worth of apparel from brands like Spiritual Gangster and Lululemon in 2019, according to his attorney, who also claimed that he was sick and broke at the time. Then he refuted the charges that had been leveled against him and claimed that the goods were a gift that kept on giving. In 1997, he also infamously kicked a cameraman and was assessed a $200,000 punishment. While serving an 11-game suspension, he would lose $1 million in profits as a result of the occurrence. Thanks for watching.